that. And there we go.
How easy was that?
So you now have some rework footage running in the background.
There we go.
For us, and I'm sure he'll make it more.
Zombie crawled on the ground.
When are we going to announce the new Ace Attorney game? The new Ace Attorney game. Nothing for me to say on news of a new Ace Attorney game right now. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Why'd you nerf Tron? For balance questions, I'm going to defer to Seth. Seth has actually been a part of those discussions with Neo G.
He'll be on tonight too.
And Seth will be the best person to speak about any and all of the actual gameplay changes, the changes to X Factor, changes to UI, changes to individual character movesets, all balanced stuff. Seth is your man.
Something popped up a little bit too. When is RE4 coming out? They asked, and Code Veronica.
Trying to think of what we've announced. It's close. It's we haven't announced the date for that yet, have we?
I don't know. This is Ask You.
See, this this is the hard part about my job. I know the answers to these things, but I sometimes forget what we've announced, and I can't preempt the announcement. So I always forget what's public and what's not. In the name of being safe, I will say soon. Certainly this year and close. That's the best I can tell you.
I think tomorrow you guys can expect to see some exclusive stream gameplay. I'm actually going to get Mike Lund, the product manager on that game, on both those games, to get over here with the console, and we're just going to sit here and play. So it's not here on the show floor at all, but we're going to play it here for you guys anyway, so you can see it.
So you can see it. Yep. What's up with Capcom Europe's Twitter? We're still looking into that, quite frankly. We're awaiting some answers on that ourselves.
Yeah.
Is this the last revision of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, or will there be another? There's nothing planned, mind you. That said, I would say that UMVC 3 was not planned until Vanilla was done. And even then, it wasn't quite planned in the form it is now. I couldn't possibly say.
Someone says, why is Capcom North America's Mega Man website 404? Was it deleted? No, it was not.
No. You would probably know more about this than I would. Have you spoken to Tom about this?
I think we took it down a long time ago because it was still on like a 4-year-old Mega Man game.
Oh, it was probably on one of the Star Forces or something like that.
We ended up having different sites for Mega Man 9, Mega Man 10, and everything else. And then, of course, we had the Dev Room. That was its own site. And then also, I believe, for Universe, we had a different site for that even. So that old hub, I believe, just might not be existing anymore.
And to be fair, how we handle our brand sites moving forward is undergoing a pretty radical change.
We are,
with Unity being kind of very much at the center of what our future brand site strategy becomes.
Yeah. Not only that too, just to let you guys know, as a little bit of a tease, and it's not so much of a tease, it's just more of a, like Sven was saying, it's more organized. We're creating brand hubs for games that are full ongoing series. So for instance, if you go to ResidentEvil.com, that's a good look at how we're creating brand portals. So with these games that are going to have multiple games within the series, we're going to be creating a portal, and we're going to be trying to do it new and fresh for each one of these different series. So Mega Man is definitely one of those with multiple games, obviously with, I don't know, 120 some games. So
it's a ton. I think it's over 160.
Oh yeah. So
I could be wrong. Excuse.
If it's basically more than like 2 or 3 games, we're trying to create a portal site for that. Anyway, so let's move on to other stuff that's not so boring. I feel like I just bored everybody.
Yeah.
This one keeps coming up. I think it's the same guy. He's just shouting, Demon's Crest or Breath of Fire.
No news on either one. Neither one right now. Certainly we've tossed around ideas for both. Continues to come up in discussions, but nothing concrete for me to speak to right now. Ashura's Wrath and the Ultimate MBC3. Ashura would be awesome. in UMBC 3, but not currently planned. Sorry.
Dead Rising 2 off the record.
Any more announcements at Comic-Con?
By Jason Lee.
I don't think we have any more announcements at Comic-Con, and I think most of the assets that we were set to release, if not all, are now released.
Yep. There's one that I'm missing that I'll have to put up. Is the Dead Rising trailer. There's a new Dead Rising trailer showing the Electro Crusher.
Yeah, which
but
is cool.
Unfortunately, the file that I've been trying to download and was given to me is corrupted. So as soon as I get a proper file, I will upload it for you.
Is Street Fighter Cross Hello Kitty a lie? No, in fact, it is very real. The press release, the official press release, went out this morning. We are happy to be working with Sanrio on some.
I wanted to post about that.
Some very interesting projects. They are not game projects. Just before people jump to conclusions, they're licensed,
just
merchandise.
Yeah.
It's a licensing deal for merchandise. It is, and it is not a gaming project.
Wow.
Is Hello Kitty playable? Not exactly.
If I squint, maybe the questions will go slower.
Yeah.
Will we release the Operation Raccoon City beta demo?
I don't believe we have a demo or beta planned for it right now. I will tell you that the schedule on that game is already really tight, so I'm not sure that they're going to have any time to get a demo out pre-launch, but who knows what post-launch looks like, maybe. Lots of moving parts still on that game. How do we feel about the leaks of UMBC 3?
These are free posters. Absolutely.
I could be happier, and I'll leave it at that.
I think it's safe to say we're going to be definitely looking at improving situations like that in the future.
Many internal conversations are already underway on that topic.
Yeah, we could be things for fun. We like to do the best stuff. We've got signings going all weekend long. You're getting a chance to
Lots of chants about Power Stone. Nothing right now, Power Stone news-wise, guys. Sorry.
The producer of Dead Rising 2 off the record. He's signing this gorgeous.
Darkstalkers.
This is a question I saw pop up a little earlier. They asked when they can expect to see Hugo. He was in the trailer, but I know we unlocked Poison. I mean, is Hugo playable? Will we see him?
We haven't talked about that yet.
Okay.
And people are
honestly, I don't know.
People are drawing conclusions based upon the trailer. We'll see whether those conclusions are good ones or bad ones downstream.
Someone says, "Can I have a T-shirt?"
No.
If you come to the Dragon's Dogma part of our booth, you can get one.
Yeah.
I believe it's if you beat the Chimera.
Karen Kenzuki. No discussion of Karen right now.
Yeah, we are giving away.
So, someone brought up a point here that I think works in general for any game. They're talking about Legend specifically, but they're asking, is there a certain amount of fans who, voice their desire for a Mega Man Legends game going to help sway us in either way? So, I guess this could apply to a lot of games. To me, this is a question that we get a lot just for different games all the way through. And also for games that not necessarily have been, maybe canceled, but also games that people just want to see revived or revisited.
Obviously, the interest of fans drives a lot of our decision making. It doesn't drive all of our decision making, and there are other issues surrounding resource needs elsewhere from a development standpoint, and that drive a lot of our decision making. We have, the thing that people sort of forget is they think that we have unlimited resources and we can be creating every game that everybody wants all at one time. And the reality is we can't, unfortunately. So to some degree, given a long enough time horizon, we may at some point get to everything everybody ever wants. But at the same time, we also have to be creating new stuff like Dragon's Dogma and Ashura's Wrath to make sure that we have fans asking for sequels or to those games downstream too. So we can't ever just be doing sequels and expansions.
The new IP is definitely important.
New IP is critical to our business. But it's. I think if anything, for years and years, people asked us for a sequel to Marvel. For years and years, people asked us for a sequel to Street Fighter 3. For years and years, people asked us for a sequel to Bionic Commando. And these things happened. But it took time, and it took, the right time for it to happen. Eventually, some people will get their wishes for what they want eventually, but I can't tell you when or how that will be.
Third Strike Online Edition DLC.
Not talking about until after the game is out. There is DLC, but we won't say what it is, what form it takes, or anything. So,
all right,
that we're gonna have to hold that in our back pocket until probably sometime around August 23rd, August 24th, when the game is actually out on XBLA and PSN.
Great guys, big fan favorites yesterday.
And guys, I'm seeing a lot of questions about things that we've already answered. So
this is all recorded too.
My recommendation would be watch the recorded version, and you will probably have some of the answers that you're asking about. I'll tell you what, they want to have the game screen big and us small.
Oh yeah,
yeah. We're pretty and beautiful, but not as good as the game to them. I'm hurt, guys. I'm hurt. Favorite cheese for cheeseburger? Jalapeno Jack. Cannot go wrong with the jalapeno Jack.
Oh my gosh, it's just been fun.
Very nice.
I did not realize this is the
Capcom ever localized.
The last chance.
I saw something on Dungeons and Dragons fly by.
Someone asked about localizing Detective Conan games.
No plans for that right now. Cyberbots, Captain Commando, Strider. Cyberbots, I think the PS1 version is going to be released on PSN.
It's part of the imports, or?
No, it's not even part of the imports, I don't think. I think it's part of the regular ones. And and I'm not sure if it's up already or soon to be up. But that is definitely coming to PSN.
I don't think it's up yet, because usually I talk to Bochan about making the announcements.
Well, it's coming at some point. So at least one of those, you get something. Are we doing anything with God Hand? No. Gene is resting for now. Can we get a re-release of the old Dungeons and Dragons games? That's something I'd like to see happen, but there's no news for me to talk about on that front right now. I know we get a number of requests for that, amongst other things, and I do think that would be a cool project, but nothing right now to talk about. Any shortcuts? Right now, if you hear that break that we have here, this is Sean and I trying to actually pick questions out of the very fast-moving text.
So there's someone asking about playable demos for the games that we have here. They asked about UMVC 3, Dragon's Dogma, I think Ashura's Wrath was one of them. It's already gone by, but what are our plans for that? Because I know, how does that really work? I mean, we release demos for some games and others we don't.
The thing to remember is demos cost money and time, and the question is whether we have time or that money in the budget to put towards a demo, and whether we feel that particular game really sort of would benefit from one or not. So it's a combination of both of those things that goes into the decision-making process. Unfortunately, very often we wind up being very late in our schedule, and sometimes one of the things that gets cut from the schedule is a demo. We'd rather make a better game than cut corners on the game in the name of putting out a demo. But many of our bigger titles have demos planned, I know that there will be demos for some of the titles you mentioned, but I can't. I'm not able to confirm which or when.
Okay.
Those are in the plan, but there you go. And no, we're not ignoring Gambit. But he's
Someone
not.
keeps going, what about Gambit?
But he's not in. But he's not ignored.
If I could just read faster,
You know.
this would be easier. Oh, here we go. Someone asked one I haven't heard in at least 3 weeks. What about a new Strider game?
And after today, this is it.
I mean, Strider's obviously seeing the light of day
Yeah,
here,
Strider.
so
You know, we'll
that
see
must
how
be nice for him.
we'll see how people react to Strider on UMBC3. You know, I was really happy that he made it in. He was probably my top pick for things I'd like to see in UMBC3, just personally. You know, and Firebrand is up there too, by the way.
Yep.
Those are kind of my two. But it's there's nothing on that front for me to talk about right now.
Someone's asking about the European UK release date for UMVC3. I know we put a release date out for us, but I don't know if they have one.
I don't know. You know, I have to defer to our European PR and marketing team. I don't know what their time is. Typically, and don't take this as a grain of salt, typically we launch on Tuesdays and they launch the following Friday. So if we were the 15th, if that's a Tuesday, assuming that's a Tuesday, they would be like the 18th, I suppose, is a Friday.
Yeah.
Just a guess. Will Skullomania appear in current gen fighting games? No plans for that right now.
These are free autographed.
A new Lost Planet game.
Exclusive to Comic-Con.
No, Lost Planet's chilling out for a bit for right now.
You'll be able to get them too, because we will not have these guys.
Is Capcom still on the rights for Okami, Beautiful Joe, and God Hand? Yes, absolutely. We own all of those IPs. There's nothing precluding us from doing anything we'd like with them.
Well, I mean, we obviously use both Beautiful Joe and Okami or Amaterasu and Beautiful Joe in UMVC. So
Someone's asking about the sales of PC Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. In the name of keeping my investor relations people off my back, I'm not going to comment about the sales, unfortunately.
Incredibly talented guys here. Perfect time to hop in, say hello, shake a hand. Get a signed poster by both Jason Lee and then Tom.
Wow. I saw one that I wanted to answer.
We will not be
Hopefully, come on,
having
get back
another
down.
Dead Rising 2 sign. This
Drop
is
down.
it.
Here we go.
How big is Capcom influence on Marvel characters? It's a collaborative discussion. The team had some opinions about what they'd like to see. Marvel had some opinions about what they'd like to see, and you know what you see is a result of the collaboration. There was overlap between those two, gives and takes on both sides. Same thing on the Capcom side of things, although they largely deferred to us on what we wanted to see. They had one or two things that they were interested in, and they actually overlapped greatly with ours, so it worked out well. Next UMBC character announcement. Official Evo, I think? I need to check.
I don't know.
But there's obviously a cadence by which we will be announcing officially the remaining characters in the product, and there will be obviously some fun assets and videos and things like that to go with it. So speaking of Evo, we'll have a pretty significant presence there. I'm actually speaking on one of the panels there with Derek Neal, who's the producer on Street Fighter 3, and Dave Lang, who's the head of the development studio that's working on that with us. Seth will be present, Ono-san will be present, Natsuma-san will be present, Neo G, who's the battle director on MBC3 and UMBC3, and he was also a game designer on MVC2 and Street Fighter 3, and I mean he's a legend, and he almost never gets out of Japan. So definitely, if you're going to be at Evo, take some time to get a little FaceTime with Neo G. Guy is amazing. Let's see.
I don't know how you're pulling some of these questions out of here.
It's real fast. Somebody mentioned YouTube uploads in other games. So for those who don't know,
yes,
we do
please.
have YouTube uploading in Street Fighter 3 Arcade Edition, which is something we pushed very hard for and developed a lot of our own technology around to make happen. It is whether that shows up in other titles downstream. I'm going to have to. You're going to have to wait and see. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if it's in some, but not others. You know, and it's looking at other ways for us to enable users to share their successes or to teach others, to provide a means of folks to show off is, you know, very, very important to us strategically. Will the pre-order costumes for UMBC 3 be DLC as well? I don't know what to say about that. I know the answer to that question, but I don't know whether we talk about that now or later. I'm unfortunately going to have to take a pass on that. But it's a good question.
Oh man.
Yeah, this is getting hard.
So someone,
I saw. Go ahead.
I just saw one that I thought was fun. Someone's asking about Okami, and if there's a possibility of seeing an Okami HD remake with Move support. I mean, bringing in what we did with the Wii, with Ready at Dawn.
I'd love to see that happen myself, but nothing for me to talk about on that front. You know, I saw somebody else actually ask a question about Tokyo Game Show. You know, what are we doing at Tokyo Game Show?
Yeah.
There'll be plans. You know, you'll see some new stuff at Tokyo Game Show. We have, you know, we will obviously have a presence there. Our PR team will have a PR suite for the media to engage with, and obviously we'll have a bunch of stuff on the floor for consumers to engage with. I can't talk about what's going to be shown there, but there will be some things there that weren't at earlier shows, either in playable form or gameplay form or what have you, that aren't here or weren't at E3. So.
Design and personalized for you by the writer of the comic and the producer of the game.
Can we get a button config option on the character select for UMCC screen? Would save tournament time. Totally take your point. I would bring that up with Seth tonight when he's on the stream, and I'm sure it's something that Seth has actually mentioned before too, but you can check that. Guys, we already discussed Ace Attorney 2 localization, so please check the recording of this when it's up. Resident Evil Damnation. I'd have to defer to our licensing team on discussions about Damnation. They're the ones that are more engaged with Sony Pictures on that.
Oh, here's one.
Yeah.
I know we don't usually do a whole lot with the import stuff, but someone's asking if we'll see the RE 15th Anniversary Collector's Edition. Did you see that?
Yeah, I have. And it's a clever thing that they did, but we have no plans for that over here.
Okay.
They've got actually a very different mechanism where they're able to, they sell it, all their special editions like that direct through the store and only through the store.
Okay.
And they do enough volume through that to actually make it worth their while. We're hoping to get there someday, but we're not there yet.
Oh, all right. Their store is just bigger.
Their store is huge.
But they have like 40 people or something working on it?
It's not quite that many, but it's, I will say, 10x more than we have.
Oh. So close.
Yes.
That we have these guys here in person signing their
So what swag do we have here?
Capcom swag? We have loads of different posters.
Posters, Dragon's Dogma t-shirts. I have one here. Hang on. They look cool.
Guys, I'm tearing it up for you. This is the only change to
You'll need to switch the feed.
Getting down to the wire, the 3 posters, we're almost done, getting signed, we're running out of time. Last chance to get these posters.
So that stuff, which is pretty cool. We also have Squiddies from Beeline.
you want your free poster.
Yeah,
That's for Monster Pet Shop.
Monster Pet
so
Shop,
that'll be
yeah.
out in the on iPad, iOS,
iPhone, yeah.
iPhone, whatever, those devices in August. We have Asur's Wrath hair, which if you guys are watching the stream earlier, you saw me with being a goofball in. A nice frilly white thing that made me sneeze
Yep.
a bunch.
Yep.
Let's see, Asur's Wrath posters for that. Raccoon City pins. It's the Umbrella Special Operations.
Yeah.
Get in
Lapel
line,
pin.
guys.
It's very cool.
Fast people, get in
And then there's
What else?
well, then there's everything we have in the store, which
Yeah.
has there's some Comic-Con exclusive Evil Ryu bobble buds. There's you know, our usual. We got a bunch of T-shirts that are exclusive to here. Some of which you will be able to get in the Capcom store later. What do we sell at Evo? I don't think we have plans to sell anything at Evo. The store won't be there. Sorry, guys. But the store has its usual complement of stuff. We got a bunch of things from Kid Robot. You know, the blind box Street Fighter characters. Really, really solid.
The Kid Robot ones?
Yeah, the Kid Robot ones. Really, really. Those are flying like mad. Those are going to be. I'm sure people are collecting them to put all over eBay because they'll get nice markups off those. But they're really great. They're really cool. Any plans to make Monster Hunter more popular? It scrolled up. I assume that's in the West, in the U.S. and Europe. You know, Monster Hunter's a growth brand for us, and you know, strategically speaking, obviously as successful as it is in Japan, we're going to keep making Monster Hunters, and so it's in our best efforts to continue to grow it in the West. And you know, from a side note, every Monster Hunter release that we've done has done better than the last. Hasn't blown the doors off hugely, but we just keep inching up slowly but surely, organically growing that brand in the West, and I expect for that to continue.
Just to add into that, I've spent many sleepless nights pondering what we can do to really make Monster Hunter more popular here. So.
Snow is certainly as invested as anyone is on the Monster Hunter side of things, and he and I talk all the time about what we can do to make it bigger.
It's on our minds.
Yeah.
Guys, we're starting off the line. This is going to be it for Dead Rising 2.
Can we win anything in this
So
chat?
glad to have Jason.
I don't know. Can they?
I'll be giving away some points later on if I can make it work. Our point system is never the most friendly thing with me, but if I can create a code, I'll be giving away points for sure. And then what I am doing though, for you guys in the chat, any stuff that we're giving away here, I'm trying to get extras of, and I'll be bringing that in the office. So next week after Comic-Con, you'll be able to win some of the stuff from Comic-Con on Capcom Unity. Let's see. Any new features for RE4 or Code Veronica?
No. Achievements, widescreen, HD. I mean, but no new content.
Those are new features.
They're new features.
So the answer is yes.
Is UMBC 3 DLC ready? We've already answered that, or to the extent that we're going to. Is there a way to have the UMBC DLC outfits have their own different colors? I suspect, you know, I don't want to speak definitively, but I don't think they could last time, and I don't know that's necessarily going to change in the future. And I think that has a lot to do with, I'll call it approval process within Marvel. These characters have very iconic colors. I don't think anyone wants us messing with their color palettes. I think the focus is more on changing the geometry around and not just necessarily reskinning, but really creating new costumes. Red Earth for XBLA PSN. No plans right now. You know, never know what the future holds, but that would be cool though. I agree. You know, nice CPS3, another CPS3 fighting game out there.
Any information on the sticks we're using for cross-Tekken here?
The sticks we're using for cross-Tekken here, I still think we can't. I think we're able to say these are prototypes for something that may happen.
Yeah,
I think that's what we're allowed to say.
Markman was around earlier, And if we're able to get one,
All right, if you want
he
to
said
grab
that we
one
can
or two,
show
like
it
one or two
on the
more
stream.
people online,
Yeah.
if you want to grab a
But
Dead
I
Rising poster,
don't know what the plans are
Yeah.
for it myself
one
anyway.
last chance.
He knows all of it.
Will there be plans for a UMBC 3 Collector's Edition? No plans at this time. You know, we're trying to keep the cost as low as possible.
All right, you want one?
You know, and
Get in there, baby.
you know, we're going to get you the content out there, but we're not going to wrap anything around it bigger right now. I wouldn't be surprised, however, that's for general retail. I wouldn't be surprised if our Capcom store comes up with some clever additions to pack some extra value in for those who are looking for a little bit more to go with it.
Any
Well-
plans for more Mega Ran?
Mega Ran.
He's here. He texted me last night. Actually, he played a show
Set it up
at
here, people. Thank you
at
so much for
the
coming
Hard
out.
Rock Cafe last night in San Diego here.
So much for your
I don't know if he's still
love.
licensing from us to use.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he is.
I think he might be, probably.
He's a big fan.
I interrupted you. I think you were looking.
But I've completely lost that question.
When will UMVC 3 be available for pre-order in the Capcom store?
I could be wrong, but I think it's up there now.
Is it?
I could be wrong. Don't hold me to that. Darren is here and focused very much on Comic-Con. If it's not up there now, I'm sure it will be in the next week or so. You know, we did actually get all of our retailers prepared. Amazon has it up for pre-order. GameStop has it up for pre-order. I wouldn't be surprised if Best Buy is also offering pre-orders on it. So stay tuned.
Get here early. Get here at 5 o'clock. We will have crowd control.
All right.
Let's see here. More fight clubs. Yes, there will be more fight clubs. It's definitely happening. News to follow.
I should point out too, the fight clubs are now no longer just exclusive to North America. Europe is also having their own fight clubs. So I believe
through the UK right now, right?
Oh, you know what? It is just UK.
Yeah, but you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see them expand that over time too.
Yeah. I think the first one is happening in London, right after Gamescom. They announced the. I don't take my word on that. It's on the Capcom Europe and on Capcom Unity's blog. We have the official date and location on there for anyone who wants to go to it. I'm just glad they're doing it. I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see.
We already answered the question about
A lot of these questions
D&D
too,
Arcade
you
for
can see
XLA
the chat
guys.
bar. There's something wrong with our chat. It jumps to the top and then pops
Yeah,
back
jumps
down.
back
So
down.
Sometimes we see old questions. Yeah. Someone's asking if we'll ever see the Outbreak characters again.
I don't know. That sounds like a great question for Kobayashi-san, Hirabayashi-san, or Kawada. Those are sort of the three producers most intimately involved with the Resident Evil projects that are out there these days. So I would, you know, is Kobayashi going to be on again sometime soon?
I don't think so. I think he's actually leaving tonight.
Okay. Yeah, I'm leaving tonight too. But yeah, so next time we get Kobayashi on the stream, or that's a great question for him. Darkstalkers and Street Fighter Alpha.
I see a lot of things that aren't questions. It's
Yes,
just spamming the
statements,
stream
yeah.
as much as possible.
What are the new contents for UMVC 3? To the extent that we're able to speak to them, they're actually up on the Cap Community blog right now. So I'd invite you to take a look at capcommunity.com for what's there. Final Fight. Nothing right now on the Final Fight front. It's very much, you know, we released Final Fight Double Impact, and that's where that is right now. You know, as you saw, Poison was announced for Street Fighter Cross Tekken, so you are seeing Final Fight characters getting some love in SF Cross Tekken. So, Regulus, I talked about Monster Hunter already, guys. Who hires your voice actors? Well, I mean, you had Jonathan on yesterday.
We also have, hopefully coming up, oh, here he is right now, Ruben.
Ruben
will be on
Hey, man.
right after this,
Yep.
so he can probably talk a little bit about Just Cause and what they do.
Yep. And Ruben, for those who don't know, is the voice of Ken in Street Fighter, Chris from Resident Evil, and Dante from DMC. So yeah, he's all in.
So here's an odd one that you might not be able to answer. Is he playing Dante in the new DMC?
That gets a big fat I don't know.
It's probably all under wraps.
Yeah, to be fair, this Dante is much younger, so I don't know that he is or isn't. I'd have, that's a perfect question for Alex or Ashiro, and if they're around.
All right.
Wow, I'm getting a whole lot of. Okay, the spam is picked up.
Well, it's about our time anyway.
Okay.
So.
Well, guys, as always, fun chatting with you. I look forward to speaking to you next time. We'll probably do this in about 2 weeks, maybe before Gamescom, but
sounds like a plan.
But after Evo, and we'll figure that out. And we'll talk soon. And Ruben Langdon is up next.
Yeah, he'll be on in just a few minutes here. All right, see you guys.